something completely different.
Anybody listening? What we're doing tonight? Can you give us a chance while you hit the sauce? I might try a little flash up here just to get ourselves across. Get it? Let the spirit linger. Well, get up. Do spider fingers. Check the spider fingers. Check it. I could show you on a table. I could show you on a chair. It's best shown on the black and white. I know I can take you there. It's just a little hand trick, little prestidigitation. Better get out your hand now. We'll practice the repetition. Well, we better do something before they tell us to get lost. Sometimes you just got to repeat yourself just to get your point across. Get it? Let the spirit linger. Well, get up. Do spider fingers. Oh, spider fingers.
This live episode of The Seventh House begins with something from Bruce Hornsby. From 1994, an album called Hot House. That was Bruce on the piano, doing a little spider fingers. Before that, we had the Seatbelts. A little anime music for you, the theme from the Japanese anime cartoon known as Cowboy Bebop. The song you heard was called Tank. It is the Seventh House on this Monday evening, brought to you live every Monday evening, 8 p.m. until 10:30 p.m., courtesy of the amazing people at the House of Prog, www.houseofprog.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. Lots of interesting things for you this evening. 5 brand new songs, plus some other interesting things. Bruce Hornsby touring this summer into the fall with the Noisemakers. I get to see them. I think it's September. They're going to be about 30 miles away from me, so I'm going to go see Bruce. Be my second time, and that's very, very cool. The artist that we're going to play to start this next set, the first set of the evening, I'm also going to see a little bit later this summer. This is from their album called Zonky. It's kind of a mashup. This is Umphrey's McGee.
No place to hang out or wash in, the springtime of my loving, the second season I am to know. You are the sunlight in my growing, so little warmth I've felt before. It isn't hard to feel me glow. I watched the fire that grew so low. like the wind, their eyes fall. This is the wonder of devotion. I see the torch we all must hold. This is the mystery of the culture.
serving up a bit of classic rock for you to start off the 7th house. We wrap up the first set with something from 1972. Deep Purple. Ian Gillan on vocals, Richie Blackmore on guitar, Roger Glover on bass, John Lord on keyboards, Ian Pace on drums. The album is called Machine Head. Classic, harder-edged rock album from that time period. And the song that you heard is called Space Truckin'. And if you think he was singing Truckin', you best get your ears examined. Before that, speaking of classic rock, Led Zeppelin from 1973. The album is called Houses of the Holy, one of the more beautiful songs that Zeppelin created. The Mellotron by John Paul Jones on that track, exquisite. There's a song called The Rain Song. And we started off with something from 2016, a band that I will be seeing a little bit later on this summer. Umphrey's McGee. The album is called Zonky. Zonky is an interesting album because it is made up of mashups of songs, and what you heard was something called Electric Avenue to Hell, which was a mashup of Eddie Grant's Electric Avenue and AC/DC's Highway to Hell. Yes, it is the 7th house on this Monday evening where you can expect the unexpected. We're here till about 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We do have 5 brand new pieces for you this evening, one of which we will play in this set. This set is a little Yes music. 2 songs from the Yes family. The second song will be brand new Yes. But we begin with something from John Anderson and the band Geeks from their 2024 album entitled True. This is called Countries and Counties.
Asking for the love that would
We did a little Yes music in that set. And we wrap it up with brand new music from Yes. The song you just heard is called Aurora. It is the title of the upcoming Yes album that will be released in June. That track dropped on Friday and is the first release from the new album. Steve Howe doing guitar, John Davison on vocals, Jeffrey Downs on keyboards, and Billy Sherwood on bass, and Jay Shalene on drums. Those are the gentlemen who now make up Yes. Interesting track. I like the orchestral flourishes on it. I like the little acoustic piano by Jeffrey Downs at the start of the track. We'll see what the new album brings. Before that, we did have John Anderson with the Band Geeks from 2024. The album that they did together was called True, and the song that you heard was called Counties and Countries. John and the Band Geeks also did a live album that was released in 2025. Both of those albums well worth picking up if you have a chance. You're in the 7th house on this Monday evening. That is something from the band that broke the internet so far in 2026. From Quebec, Canada, Angine de Poitrine. From their new album, which has been out about 10 days. The album is called Volume 2. The song that you just heard was called Mata Zykek. If you have not seen or heard that band, please do yourself a favor, go listen to them. Quite different, but in my opinion, quite creative in what they do. I do hope you enjoyed that track. That's your second brand new song for the evening. We have 3 more to play for you. We're going to wrap things up in about an hour and a half with something from another band that I will be seeing later on this summer. A little bit of jazz for you from a band known as Snarky Puppy. Before we get there, we're going to go to Norway for a couple of songs in this set. The band is known as Moron Police. They have a new album out that was released at the end of 2025 called Pachinko, which is really good. They're on Bandcamp. Go check them out. Very interesting band, as you will hear from this song, which comes from their debut album from 2019. The album is called A Boat on the Sea. This is called Captain Awkward.
So high now from phantoms down below. You think you're helpless and alone, but I'll stay a while. But you feel frozen, your heart has turned to stone. As you ride the undertow, I'll see you home.
Take your heart
We are into hour number 2 of the 7th House. On this mid-April Monday evening, I hope everybody is doing well, and I thank you very much for making this program a part of your Monday evening. We get into hour number 2 by doing a couple from the Moron Police family out of Norway. The first song that you heard is something that comes from Moron Police's first album. The album is called A Boat on the Sea, released in the year 2019. The song that you heard was called Captain Awkward. The song you just heard was brand new instrumental music released by a couple of members of Moron Police, going by the name Pringus. They have an all-instrumental album out called The Office, and that was the opening track from the album. The song that you heard was called Toto 2. Very interesting instrumental album from Pringus. Both Moron Police and Pringus are out on Bandcamp. If you have a couple of moments, check it out. Bandcamp is a very, very excellent place to find music from a lot of great progressive artists. The 7th House is here until 10:30 p.m. this evening. We have a couple of new releases in this particular set. Speaking of artists on Bandcamp, this is an English-Welsh band known to progressive rock listeners all over the world. The band is known as Magenta. Their brand new album is called Tarot. It was released on Friday. Here's a track from that album. It is called The World.
Life just moves on. The drawing me in.
We did the last two of our 5 brand new pieces of music this evening. The song you just heard was something called A New Simulation. It comes from an album entitled Hauntings. It is the brand new album for a synthesizer keyboard player by the name of Richard Barbieri. You may know him if you are familiar with bands such as Japan and Porcupine Tree, as Richard was the keyboard player and synthesizer player for those two bands for a long time. I think he's still in Porcupine Tree. Porcupine Tree still together. They did an album about 5 years ago, I think, was the last one they did. But his brand new album, very electronic oriented, very, very cool. The album is called Hauntings. Check it out, it's quite good. Before that, you heard brand new music from Magenta, one of the better known progressive rock bands in the world. Their brand new album is called Tarot. It was released on Friday. Magenta is on Bandcamp, so you can check out the entire album there, along with their back catalog, which is highly recommended. The song that you heard from that album was called The World. You're in the 7th house on this mid-April Monday evening. Hope the weather is cooperating with you. We're supposed to be getting storms, bad ones, tomorrow, but we'll see. But I do hope all of you are well, and I again thank you for tuning in this episode of the 7th House. It's a tough world out there, is it not? Lots of very interesting things going on. Just when you think it can't get any weirder, it does. Keep one thing in mind, though. All of the stuff that's going on in the world is about one thing and one thing only, and that's the big money.
drugs can't buy it, baby. You can't buy it, baby. I believe that love alone might do these things for you. I believe in love alone, yeah, yeah. Take the power to set you free. Kick down the door and throw away the key. Give up your needs, your poison seeds. Find yourself elected to a different kind of greed. I believe that love alone might do these things for you. I believe that love alone might do these things for you. I believe in the power of creation. I believe in the good vibration. I believe in love alone, yeah, yeah. Won't somebody tell me what we're coming to? It might take forever to watch those dreams come true. All the money in the world won't buy a peace of mind. You can have it all, but you still won't be satisfied. Money can't buy it, baby. Sex can't buy it, ooh, my baby. Drugs can't buy it, ooh, little baby. You can't buy it, ooh, my baby. Now, hear this, pay attention to me, 'cause I'm a rich white girl and it's plain to see. I got every kind of thing that the money can buy. Let me tell you all about it, let me amplify. I got diamonds, and you heard about those. I got so many that I can't close my safe at night in the dark, lying awake in the sick dream. I believe that love alone might do these things for you. I believe that love alone might do these things for you. I believe in the power of creation. I believe in the good vibration. I believe in love alone, yeah, yeah. Didn't I say that money can't buy it? Money can't buy it. Money can't buy it. Money can't buy it. Money can't I've been laid up from work, my rent is due. My kids all need brand new shoes. So I went to the bank to see what they could do. They said, son, look like bad luck got a hold on you, but it's too tight to mention. I can't get an unemployment extension.
It Is All About the Money. Simply Red, Mick Hucknall. Money's Too Tight to Mention. And that's very true for a lot of us, is it not? It's from an album called Picture Book, released in the year 1985. Before that, Annie Lennox, from her album entitled Diva, 1996. The song that you heard was called Money Can't Buy It. And we started off with Rush, 1985, album called Power Windows. The song that you heard was called The Big Money. And we're going to roll around in the money for a little bit in this episode of The Seventh House. This is something from U.K. This is the title track from their second album, Danger Money.
lucky to be alive. When I think back on my past, I do the same thing again. I got a bug now for the danger, just take the money and run. I start this whole machine, waiting bullets fly. I'm nowhere to be seen, too afraid to die. It's on the news tonight. I wonder who you are. I'm on another flight, but you ain't going nowhere.
Was a Joe leaning on the back door. A couple Jills that had their eyes on a couple bills, and the eyes were stating they was waiting to get their hands on some easy money. They flip a dime. One says, well, I'll take heads this time. One step up, one step back, one loosened her shoulder strap. She couldn't speak, her knees got weak. Oh, she could almost taste it. Easy money. There was this old black cow was sitting in an old black Cadillac, and Joe smelled sweet, so she curls up her boyfriend's feet. She says, I got a plan. Listen, Sam, how'd you like to make some of that easy money? Oh, he said, yes. Oh, yes. Just tell me what you want me to do. She says, baby, you can trust me. Oh, baby, but you must be hiding in my room with a $1:45. Well, the cat told the boy, come on up to the room and play with my toys in it. But the Jill had set the bait and she wasn't gonna sit around and wait. But this guy was wise to all of the lies, and he flies out the door with easy money. Oh, because there ain't no man who got the money in his hand, who got any of that bread by being slow in the head. The easier it looks, the harder it hooks, and there ain't no such thing as easy money. We say yeah, oh yeah. Saturday night there was a terrible fight between two dames who was losing the same game. It wasn't clear, but I hear that somebody was looking for some easy money.
going back to the 70s for that set. 3 in that set, we go back to 1974 for the last song of the set. I believe that was the second album released by Ronnie Montrose. The song and the album, both called Paper Money. A very young pre-Van Halen Sammy Hagar doing the vocals on that track. The middle track was done by Rickie Lee Jones, again another title track from her album Easy Money, released in 1979. And we started off with something else from 1979, John Wetton, Terry Bozzio, Eddie Jobson, the trio known as U.K, the title track from their second album entitled Danger Money. It is the Seventh House, courtesy of the House of Prague. It is straight up the top of the hour. For those of you listening to this program live, it is straight up 10 o'clock on the east coast of the United States. This is the 7th House, brought to you live every Monday evening, 8 p.m. until 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time here at the House of Prague. We did a track a little earlier in the program from Richard Barbieri, some brand new music from him. And Richard Barbieri, for a long time, has been the keyboard player with Porcupine Tree. What you just heard was something from Adam Holzman, who for a long time has been the keyboard player for Steven Wilson of Porcupine Tree on Steven's solo pieces. Adam Holzman has a very rich musical history. He is presently with the Jane Gatter Premonition, and in his past, Adam Holzman was a musical director and keyboard player for Miles Davis. The song you just heard from Adam was called Affirming the Consequent. It is from his 2025 album, his most recent release, called A Zombie Apocalypse. Adam is also on Facebook. He's also on Bandcamp. Check it out. It's a very, very cool album. We're here for another half hour. Thank you very much for tuning in. One last set to leave you with before we close things out with some Snarky Puppy. One last set of money songs. And I can't do a money song without doing this one. Let's go to the dark side of the moon.
definitely was in the right.
Yeah, it's definitely like that geezer was cruising for bruising.
Yeah, I don't know, I was really drunk at the time.
He just told me it was a cocaine number 2. He was asking why he wasn't coming up on figure 11. So after I yelled and screaming and telling him why he wasn't coming up on figure 11.
The way I always do. How was I to know she was with the Russians too? I was gambling in Havana. I took a little risk. Send lawyers, guns, and money. Dad, get me out of this. Ha! I'm the innocent bystander. Somehow I got stuck between the rock and the hard place, and I'm down on my luck. Yes, I'm down on my luck. Well, I'm down on my luck. I'm hiding in Honduras. I'm a desperate man. Send lawyers, guns, and money. This shit has hit the fan. Alright, send lawyers, guns, and money. Send lawyers, guns, and money. Send lawyers, guns, and money. Hey! Send lawyers, guns, and money. Oh! Yeah. You
Come on now. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. People will steal from their mother. People will rob their own brother. People can't even walk the streets because they'll never know in the world they're gonna meet. For that need, green, almighty dollar. Got money. People will lie, they will cheat. People don't care who they hurt or be. A woman will sell her precious body for a small piece of paper. It carries a lot of weight. For that green, almighty dollar. Talking about. I know that money is the root of all evil. You funny thing, some people give me a nickel, brother. Can you spare that? Money can drive some people out of their mind. No good. Don't sell your soul for the money, no. Lay down, women will. Money is the root of all evil. Do funny things to some people. Give me a nickel, brother, can you spare that? Money can drive some people out of their mind. Got to have it, I really need it. Give it up, yeah. Got to have it. Some people really need it. Give me cash money. I need. Keep me living. How many days have I heard you say? Don't let money rule you. How many days have I heard you say? Don't let money fool you. No. Yeah. Got to have it. I really need it. Brother, save your soul. Don't sell it for that mean. People don't let money change you. Almighty dollar. I keep on telling you. People don't let money change you. Almighty dollar. Just keep on changing, changing up your mind. It'll keep on changing, changing up your mind. Telling y'all. People don't let money. Don't let money Don't let money change you all my time. Yeah, but just keep on changing, yeah, changing up your mind. Oh, just keep on changing, yeah, changing up your mind. Don't you know, y'all? Don't let money.
The last set of the evening for this episode of The Seventh House wraps up with something from 1973 from an album called Ship Ahoy. Classic music from Philadelphia's OJ's For the Love of Money. Before that, Warren Zevon, 1979 album entitled Excitable Boy, talking about lawyers, guns, and money. And we started off with Pink Floyd from one of the best albums ever made in any genre, Dark Side of the Moon, 1973. The song you heard, of course, was called Money. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in this episode of The Seventh House. A gentle reminder before we slip out of here with some Snarky Puppy that we do this live every Monday evening, 8 p.m. until 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, courtesy of the amazing people at the House of Prog, www.houseofprog.com. Come back next Monday evening, bring your friends. We'll do this all over again. Leaving you with something from another band that I will be seeing late summer, early fall. This is one of the better jazz ensembles out there right now. They originally got started at the University of North Texas in Denton, Texas. They are known as Snarky Puppy, and this is the piece that probably broke them on the internet. It's from an album released in 2014. The album is called We Like It Here. This is called Lingus. And until we meet again, may all of you be well, be blessed, and know that you are loved. You've been in the Seventh House. I am Mozo.